Good morning. I'm Jack Van Ryn, Mayor of the Town of Coldell. I will be giving you an update from our regular council meeting that was held April the 11th, 2022. And we had two delegations at the beginning of our meeting. Our first one was our MLA, Grant Hunter. Grant was in attendance to give us an update with what's going on the provincial level. And also council asked various questions of Grant throughout his presentation, and we also have a meeting planned with him on May 16th with all of council and with our fire chief Kevin McEwen to discuss our healthcare system when it comes to ambulance service within our municipality and others within the entire province of Alberta. For me, our ambulance service is degrading substantially over the last few years with what we refer to as code reds. So that means that when there's an ambulance needed within Coldell, we aren't able to get one. So our ambulance is on another call, whether it be in another municipality or it's on a transfer to Calgary. So we're sitting without an ambulance available in Coldell. And the way it works now is our fire department responds automatically to a code red, and they do they look after the patient until an ambulance can come to the scene. So anyways, we're going to be having a very robust conversation with Grant about how we can improve that, and that'll be coming up on May 16th, and I'll give you an update as to how we made out with that. Then we had the Gem of the West Museum present for us. We had their president, Lyndon Hutchinson, and their manager, Craig Day, do a PowerPoint presentation on what's going on at the Gem of the West. And with COVID, they've been more or less not open to the public. And during that time, we did some renovations at the museum. They had some problems with water seeping into the basement. So the town of Coldell worked to repair that. They dug up around the footings and put in weeping tile and redid the concrete and the asphalt so that water doesn't pool around the foundation. And the town of Coldell spent approximately $169,000 on getting that repair work done. Then we had our CFO and Deputy CAO, Kyle Beauchamp, do a presentation on what's referred to as a supplementary assessment tax bylaw, which basically stands for a supplementary assessment notice, shows the assessed value of any new construction that has been completed or occupied during the current calendar year and was not included in your annual tax notice. So if you were building a home or doing a renovation and the job was completed during the current calendar year, when we do our assessment, they go back and assess you the tax levy on that for the amount of time that it was completed. So if it was you moved into your new home for 2 or 3 months, then you're going to be paying taxes on that to be fair with everybody else that pays taxes on their residential side. Then we had a special tax recreation bylaw that was brought forth and passed again, and that is regarding the $10 a month tax levy that every property in Coldell gets, and that goes towards offsetting our debenture interest payments on the $10 million loan that we have for the new multi-use rec center. So that has to come back to council every year to get passed again, and that's the same with the supplementary assessment tax bylaw. So that's as per the MGA, the Municipal Government Act, that those have to come back every year to get reapproved. Then we had Kyle once again, and from Avail, Calvin Scott. They presented the 2021 audited financial statements, and Kyle and his team did an excellent job of putting that together. and Calvin Scott from Avail is a third-party accounting firm that oversees the final audited financial statements, and they were both there in attendance to present last night. And Coaldale got a passing grade again, and I'm very proud of our financial team for doing that. Then we had Cindy Hoffman, our community service manager, bring up regarding a community grant extension that was given out in 2021. And basically what that is about is that there was a group that received a grant, and because of COVID, they weren't able to execute their program. So Cindy presented last night on their behalf to see if we could extend that for them. And so we agreed to extend it until December 21st, 2022. And that was for the Healthy Communities by Design pilot project. And the Healthy Communities Design pilot grant application was for $4,000 and was intended for career and life management students to develop a community improvement project that responds to future health needs in the community. Initially, the funding was intended to be used for this project by September 2021. And again, because of COVID, they weren't able to complete it. So council agreed to extend it for them until the end of the year. Then we had a presentation by Dustin Yankee, a municipal engineer for the town of Coaldale, regarding infrastructure upgrades that have been completed or in the process. And some of the items that were discussed was the Main Street revitalization. The project cost for that was $3.4 million. And there's a few little warranty items that will be completed this year. We also talked about the fire hall. That was a $4.5 million project. And again, there's a few warranty items that need to be looked at during the summer of 2022. And that's with any project, even when you build a new house, there's always minor little things that need to get tweaked before you sign off on the project being 100% complete. Then Dustin presented on the 16th Avenue and 26th Street corridor upgrades. So that's in front of the Kinsman Picnic Shelter. And that was the road that heads west towards the new multi-use rec center and the high school. And that project cost was $3 million. Then we got an update on our pathway system. So there was 3.4 kilometers of asphalt pathway constructed to improve active modes connectivity across Coaldale. And that project was $830,000. Then we finished off our Highway 3 30th Street traffic lights. And everybody knows that drives to Lethbridge that there was a few tweaks that needed to be done as far as timing goes, and for cars driving west or east, that the red lights are synced with McDonald's traffic lights as well. So that work is all being done. They were just there a couple days ago actually to do a couple of warranty items as well. Then Dustin presented on the bike park, the mountain bike park. And that one is done as well, except for the Kinsman donated $50,000 towards a new picnic shelter that's going out there. And if anybody goes out in that direction, you'll see that it's built right now, and there's a little bit, few items left to be done on it. That project for the park itself was $250,000, and the town, we paid for our share of that project, used from the proceeds from selling the Owl's Nest campground. Then we were given an update on the wastewater treatment plant, and that's a $12.5 million project, and that's going to be done in September of 2022. And this project is to increase our capacity for all the development that's going on in Coaldale, and also to meet Alberta environment standards. Civic Square was talked about. That's a $6.4 million budget, and it's on budget as well. And it's a multi-use commercial office development being constructed in collaboration with a third-party private developer, Shift Real Estate. So Shift is building the building. They're going to own the majority of the first floor, and the town of Coaldale purchased the second floor, and also the atrium and council chambers on the main floor. And that's going to be completed August, September of 2022. And then we talked about the outdoor space behind the Civic Square and what's going to be going on in that area. So we currently are in a design process that's going to involve the general public. We were able to receive a couple of grants for some specific items that are going to be built in the back there. So council's excited to showcase those items to our residents in the near future. And then back to the pathways, we are going to be adding some more this summer, and that budget for that is $175,000. And these pathways will be connecting from 8th Street to the newly constructed bike park, and also from the existing sidewalk at the entrance of Parkside to the newly constructed bike park as well. So there'll be more pathways for residents to enjoy, so I'm looking forward to getting those done. And then we talked about a next phase of the Malloy drain project. And this is a stormwater management facility to capture off-site flows entering the rural areas south of Coaldale. So whenever we get a rain event, we get flooding happening in Coaldale. For people that don't know, we're approximately 133 feet lower than Lethbridge, so water runs downhill. And we've taken care of overland flooding coming in from the west, so we just have to deal with the south. And what we're going to be doing is putting in a proposed storm pond south of the existing Cottonwood Pond, and that will capture the overland flooding, and it'll be redirected through a bioswale, in other words, an open ditch that flows to the abandoned raw water reservoirs. So there are two reservoirs that we used to get our drinking water from. We're going to repurpose them to hold storm water during a rain event, and then we can slowly release into the Malloy drain system that ends up, the water ends up in Stafford Lake. And then we talked about our water reservoir that's located behind the existing sportsplex. We have to do some upgrades to that. And we have a fill line that needs to be replaced, and that's a $112,000 project, and that'll be happening in 2023. And then we gave a grant, not a grant, I should say, council had a budget item of $50,000 for the West Coaldale Transportation and Connectivity Study. And it's a technical planning study to analyze the various options of improved active modes within West Coaldale and accommodating the necessary roadway upgrades for future development. And this includes the Highway 3, Highway 845 intersection study, like that's been ongoing for many council terms already. So we're hoping to get that all finalized so we can do some very well needed improvements at the 7-Eleven intersection. And Justin did an excellent job on that presentation, so that it was more or less as an update for council. Then we had our manager of policing, Mark Anderson, give us an update on the first quarter statistics for the CPO program here in Coaldale. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the link for the agenda package, and it's very user friendly. And the way that it works now is that the agenda will pop up in front of you once you open it, and then there'll be some underlined agenda items in blue. You just click on that, and then the corresponding staff report will open up right beside it. So it's very user-friendly, and you can follow along with what council has been discussing at the council meeting. Then we had the new Coldell Summer Event name presented last night by a community group that included Clayton Varsity, and we had Cindy Hoffman, our community services manager, and they presented on what they've been working on for several months now regarding the new name for our summer event. And council had previously approved the location and date for the Coldell event, and that's going to be along Main Street. We did that at our November 22nd, 2021 council meeting, and council's decision was to hold a new event on the weekend following August long weekend. This year it's going to be on August the 6th, and to hold the event in the downtown core. And we also directed administration to work with the summer event planning committee, and that's mostly made up by community members, to explore a name for the event. And what came out of that was the new name, which is going to be referred to as Coldell Summer Fest. And the theme for 2022 will be Thank You Frontline Workers. So the purpose of that is that with the new name, Coldell Summer Fest, we're going to change the theme every year. So this year, like I say, it'll be Thank You Frontline Workers, and then in future years, we can pick any theme that we want. And that way it'll give people that participate in the parade, if they want to decorate their floats, or their businesses want to decorate to match our theme, that would be a very nice thing to do. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be very larger and better this year. The parade's coming back, so I'm excited to see that being completed now. And then that was basically it. We had a letter from Municipal Affairs, and that was to do with a grant that we received to do a fire master plan study, and that was to do with the new developments in Coldell and how we can do our protective services as far as supplying water and such to support our fire department. And that's it. So again, I'm going to put the link for the project or the agenda, I should say, in the comment section of my video. And please, I ask if you could share this video. Hopefully you like it. Do that as well. Leave comments. And if you have any questions, I'll have my contact information at the end of the video, my email address, my cell number. I'm always available. Please give me a call. See me on the street. Make sure you stop and we'll have a discussion. And other than that, that's it for this presentation. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Bye.